Well, so it was really transitioning out of his elementary school where he started was really hard because he was all he'd known, and so he loved it. He had his group of friends that he loved. He would cry, like, I don't want to leave my friends. There were a couple teachers who berated him and were part of the problem, were really difficult, were not helpful. But there were several who were really great and tried so hard to lift him up and help him and get him to learn. And like in second grade, he actually passed the young Chinese learner test. Like that was the highest level he got in passing because that teacher worked so hard with him. He actually, spoke and heard and wrote Chinese well enough to pass that year. But as things got along, as the characters had more lines, because for him the lines move around, it got harder and harder. And didn't matter that they removed, that he had fewer characters to learn, didn't matter how much work people put in, it just overwhelmed him. And his friends all noticed, and he started having, weird behavioral things that happened as a result. And it was so clear after a while that he just couldn't stay there. Fifth grade was the year that it just all fell apart. And we looked around, and at first I thought would be the right place, but he didn't like it there. They didn't like him either. It just wasn't the right fit. I don't think they would have done as much of the meeting his gifted side as Arete does. I think Arete does a fantastic job of figuring out what each student needs and meeting them where they are at. What they need as far as gifted enrichment, where their gifts are and where they need to fly, and also then supporting them in all the different ways that they have barriers, and trying to help them there so that they are able to feel like just to fly, to be able to do what they're capable of doing without worrying about all the things that hold them down in a regular kind of a school environment.
Sure.
And so that transition was just realizing that he wasn't going to be able to do that there, that it was just forever going to be walls and barriers and people not understanding and people bullying him and fighting against it.